Phnom Penh, June 1979. 6 months after Communist Vietnam had invaded Communist Cambodia, ousting its rulers, the Khmer Rouge. Phnom Penh, 4 years after the Communist Khmer Rouge had defeated an American-backed government. 4 years of terror that followed 5 years of war. On the day of victory, the Khmer Rouge began to empty all of Cambodia's cities and towns at gunpoint. They went on to starve or slaughter hundreds of thousands, perhaps 2 million Cambodians. Nobody knows. The Geneva Conference of 1954 had guaranteed the neutrality of Cambodia and Laos, but neither country could prevent the war in neighboring Vietnam from spilling across its borders. 10 years after the 1954 Geneva agreements, neighboring Cambodia was still at peace. Cambodia's ancient grandeur was carved in the stones of Angkor, once the center of an empire that stretched across Southeast Asia. Hindu god kings had ruled a powerful state constantly at war with its neighbors. In the 15th century, the empire collapsed. Angkor was overrun and abandoned for more than 400 years. In 1960, the last king of Cambodia was cremated. His son, Prince Norodom Sihanouk. Sihanouk had been put on the throne by colonial France. After independence, he abdicated in favor of his father in order to play a more direct political role. Sihanouk remained chief of state and skillfully maneuvered to preserve his nation's neutrality. Cambodian folk dancers celebrated the country's abundance of rice and fish. Nearly 90% of all peasants owned their land. Cambodia prospered. Unlike Vietnam and Laos, it was at peace. To Cambodia's peasants, Sihanouk was almost divine. Many believed that he was even responsible for the success of their crops. Sihanouk relied on them, rather than on the urban population, for support. But Sihanouk's prestige and popularity could not change Cambodia's geography. In 1963, Sihanouk organized denunciations of America's growing involvement in Vietnam. He feared that the war would spread across his borders as South Vietnamese troops pursued the Viet Cong into Cambodia. He was willing to befriend any country or leader that he thought might assure Cambodia's survival. He formed a close relationship with China's Mao Zedong He also courted leaders of non-aligned nations like Indonesia's President Sukarno. He strengthened his ties with France's President Charles de Gaulle. He also wrote, directed, and starred in his own feature films, all of them glorifying Cambodia. In 1966, Cambodia continued its carefree festivities despite growing dangers within the country and along its borders. Sihanouk had broken relations with America. His officers were becoming restless. Sihanouk was also beginning to face trouble in the countryside, where small groups of Cambodian communists, the Khmer Rouge, were recruiting some discontented peasants. Sihanouk continued to juggle. In 1967, he invited Jacqueline Kennedy to Cambodia, hoping to draw America's attention to his dilemma.
Oh, goodness, I hope nobody goes on.
It's on my stone, that's it. It's not for themselves.
Sihanouk was concerned by the Vietnamese communist buildup in the sanctuaries, and he feared a large-scale U.S. attack across his borders.